Hey everybody, it is me, SearingSorrow Imaging, and I'm back with another episode of, bad fanfiction reading, which is Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles, and today's chapter is going to be chapter 4, Dangerous Days Ahead. Okay. Authors, no, I apologize for being gone for so long. One of my little ones came down with pneumonia, and of course my life has been nothing but doctor's appointments and chicken soup, and that's on top of all the other work a mommy has to do. Of course. I had nearly forgotten about this little story of mine when I sat down to catch up my email, and lo and behold, there was dozens of messages from this lovely site. Has she not heard of a thing on Wattpad actually called Smut, which ain't so friendly, which ain't so lovely. For those of you that aren't so into that, because smut is like a special Wattpad term for it's a special Wattpad term for sex and that. But whatever. Now, of course, there were some hateful messages that made me very sad. But for every okay, well, honestly, they're trying to tell you that it's bad because this is not the world of Harry Potter, and these characters are way out of character, beyond out of character. I mean, this is nearly the level of bad as My Immortal is. I ain't kidding ya. Now, of course, there were some okay, sorry, I read that. But for every review posted by an evolutionist with a bee on his bonnet, there were 3 lovely private messages from other mommies out there. Thank you for doing the Lord's work. Wow. Wow, indeed, because the last sentence made me want to puke. You know, I think this girl has a problem with evolutionists and that. It's very much like the My Immortal, where Tara had an issue where she hates so-called preps. Those who weren't goths, she called them preps. This is exactly kind of like the same idea, the same format thing, if you get what I mean. I know when the Lord is telling me something. So here's another chapter for all you mommies out there, and thank you all non-believers spreading hatred. Well, let's see if you aren't converted by the time the story's over. Well, the only good this story is doing is actually reminding people to get away from Christianity, because people like this. Because people who want to literally throw it in your faces. Like, at this point, half of the Christians might want to turn into Hindus or Buddhists or Muslims or something like that. Catholics or something. What other religions am I missing? Okay. Just because how bad this not fanfiction. Well, I think, let's just call this a fanfiction, but I'm pretty sure this is really bad. Okay. When the delicious filling dinner had ended, Harry wiped some last tasty cookie crumbs from the side of his mouth. He was very full and very tired. Well, dang, dude, you ate a lot! Discovering the truth, being saved, and coming to Hogwarts, it had certainly been a long day for this little one. What's with her calling him little one? Like, I'm sick of it. I'm dead on sick of it. You look like you could use a good night's sleep, the Reverend's wife commented daintily. How would you like to move to your dormitory? I would love to, Harry cried cheerfully. He was so excited to become a student here, and he was so grateful for the opportunities the Lord had given him. Sometimes people who have done without are the most grateful. Hermione, why don't you show our newest student to the dormitory? Dumbledore suggested wisely. How do you suggest things wisely? Why? I'd love to, Daddy, Hermione replied obediently with an innocent girlish smile, and then got to her feet and smoothed out the skirt of her of her becoming pink frock. Should I clean the kitchen first? I could take care of that tonight, the Reverend's wife answered indulgently, as she was already beginning to clear the elegant porcelain dishes. Thank you, Mommy, Hermione shouted gratefully as she walked over to Harry. Would you please come with me? Harry shyly, and got to his feet. His aunt never really taught him how to talk to pretty girls. Oh, okay. She always said that the pretty girls were shallow and not very smart, and that a real woman would put her career first and didn't care about her looks. But it only took one look at this godly young girl to realize just how wrong that was. Stop it. Stop it. Has this girl not heard of careers, what is it? Stuff, like in the makeup business or something? Has Harry not heard of that stuff? I'm pretty sure that's a thing, so that's why, because, people go into that sort of stuff. A woman taking pride in her appearance, honoring the Lord, because after all, it is the Lord who gave her a pretty face and nice hair. Taking care of that is important. Harry got the feeling that Hermione was as beautiful on the inside as she was on the outside. The two little ones stepped out into the brisk, chilling night, and for a few minutes they were both silent. Harry did not think it was possible for the sweet, demure girl to be as nervous as he was, but going by the silence, perhaps she was a little nervous herself. Okay, then. So I guess she's nervous about taking, what she considers a hot dude. Well, they're only 11, so who the hell cares? After a few minutes, Hermione welcomed shyly. Welcome to Hogwarts. It is a wonderful place, and we are really so glad to have you here. Harry's face reddened as they crossed an expansive flowery field. They were going to the direction of a cluster of opposing stone academic-looking buildings. Thank you, he muttered happily. It is beautiful, and it feels very holy. Oh my gosh, stop it! It is! Hermione commented enthusiastically as her chocolate-colored, carefully curled tresses were bouncing along with her steps. My father is a very godly man, and to spread the word of the Lord is his greatest dream. Yikes! Truly, that is a noble dream, Harry responded gravely with wisdom beyond his few years. They walked for a few minutes in silence. Eventually, they reached the end of a lovely green meadow. The boys' dormitory is this way, Hermione exposited knowingly and with an innocent casual affection so often found in children. She grabbed Harry's hand as she led him around the edifice of classrooms. Harry was so nervous he could not think of anything to say. His brain fumbled for the perfect Christian thing to say, but before he could even banish a word, Hermione came to a stop in front of a tall stone tower. Wow, so I guess... seriously, not everything is Christian like that. The world does not work like that. And honestly, what? There are actually Christian people who curse like no tomorrow. I ain't kidding. What? Oh, no. No. The perfect Christian thing to say. No. No. Stop. This is bad. Okay. This is the boys' dormitory. The devout young woman explained kindly as she gestured to the heavy oak door beside them, I would show you inside, but I would hate to cause a scandal. Okay. Okay. Goodness gracious, yo, like, what is this? I understand, Harry declared graciously. Too many young men these days pressure young women into things undesired and forbidden. It is the mark of a true old-fashioned gentleman to respect the fact that every young woman is another man's future wife. Unless if a woman decides to, get together with another girl, or a dude decides to get together with another dude, which is called, gay marriage, lesbian type things. You get what I mean? Which is, it's wonderful. I see that. It's amazing to see that happen. It's great. It's awesome. It's pretty awesome because at least it's showing that, that we're walking away from the old days and we're walking into, new and exciting things. Because sometimes there are just some people some people on the other sex or something, where the other gender can, not be so kind. And we hear so many horrible things, about rape or something like that. Of course, women are mostly targeted with it. But of course, there have been men, of course, targeted by that kind of stuff. So no wonder why that happens. Oh my god. We all know that it would be a dreadful, terrible sin to bring another man's wife into intimacy. Why does modern culture suddenly treat that as okay simply because he does not have her yet? Man's laws may permit it, but the laws of the Lord are not bound by time. That line just basically said that a woman's person is just to marry a man. Honestly, oh my god. Wow, oh god. That left a really bad taste in my mouth. Christ. Hermione moved to push the imposing large door, but she was struggled with the knob. It was quite a heavy door, but Harry had a good devout Christian now. Was a good devout, not had, excuse me. He would not have a young godly girl struggling to open the door, which he was perfectly capable of opening himself. With the simple faith so often seen in little ones, Harry got down on his knees and lifted his hands on skyward and shouted prayerfully. Dear Lord, please open these doors and allow me to enter my new home. Or maybe you could just turn the knob and pull it. Oh god, this is laziness at its finest. With a loud, thunderous boom that echoed throughout the expansive, beautiful campus, the doors crashed open. Yikes. Harry stood up piosely as Hermione's jaw dropped. Now she knew for certain that this was truly a man of the Lord. Oh, cringy. Harry was about to step inside when Hermione grabbed his arm. He blushed once more. Wait, Harry, Hermione uttered quickly. There's something you should know. What is it? Harry queried questioningly. Why does this chick always use the word queered? Like, why don't you just use ask her questions or something? My father says that dark times are coming, Hermione spoke wordly. There's a man named Voldemort who wants to destroy all that we stand for. He's pushing an agenda in Congress which will stop us from practicing our faith freely. Says a girl coming from a religion who's pushing evolutionists away from, believing in evolution freely. Yikes. Doubly yikes at its finest, so... Oh my god, so Voldemort... Oh my god. So everybody's saying, save us, Voldemort! Voldemort to the rescue! But that is what our founding fathers built this nation for, Harry cried indignantly. The freedom of religion! Yes, of course! Yes! Yikes. Oh god. Voldemort doesn't care, Hermione remarked sadly as she shook her head. And he's gaining power. Okay. The freedom of Christians to practice our faith is disappearing by the day. Soon it would be like it was in Rome. Lovely, ladylike tears began to roll down her delicate, terrified face. And I don't like lions. Okay. No. Just tell those lions to get the heck out of here. Tell them to get the hell out of here. To get the hell. But all honesty, what does lions have to do with it? Lions have no correlation in this story whatsoever. Oh, honestly, this story can't even keep its own facts straight. My goodness. It will be alright, Hermione reassured manfully. Manfully? He's laughing for crying out loud. We'll just need to pray really, really hard. That's why we're here after all. You're so brave, Hermione pronounced admiringly as she wiped the tears from her eyes. She flung her arms around Harry's neck. Thank you for giving me courage. Yikes. Oh. This is bad. Oh god. You know, praying doesn't literally, it's not the absolute answer to, to all of world's problems. Hell, prayers can't even solve, trying to get Donald Trump out of the White House or some other chiz. Seriously, prayer can't even help that. Yikes, much? Harry patted her head before departing and entering his new home. It wasn't until the doors had closed behind him and that he realized that he did not know where he was supposed to sleep. The tower consisted of an old stone staircase winding up the steep, sacred walls, and there were dorms leading into each bedroom off the stairway corridor. Harry felt very lost for a moment, but a quick prayer showed him the way. Ugh. Harry is so lazy in this story. Like, he can't even do anything for himself. I mean, he's supposed to just do everything himself. This is laziness at its finest. Oh God! As he collapsed into his bed, very tired from such an eventful day, he just prayed around and didn't do much. He didn't do chiz. He thought about the days that were coming. It was truly a good thing that the Lord called him when he did. He didn't do anything! This is so eventful. This was such an eventful story. I actually want to take a nap now. And where is Ron? Ron hasn't been... Where are the Weasleys? Where are the Weasleys? But anyway, hope you guys enjoy this. And the next chapter that I'll be reading is chapter 5, A New Friend. Anyway, so hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.